Hello and welcome to Doushio Cast. It's Ben introducing this time. Jen couldn't make it this week. She'll be here next week. So it's just the four of us guys here.
Man
God,
time.
you're so damn excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You gotta pump up your volume.
Who isn't pumped up for man time?
I'll just sit closer to the mic. Honestly, I don't want to speak too loud because I do have people living in the house and we're recording this kind of late.
It's almost my birthday.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Dom's birthday in 34 minutes.
I'm gonna be 22 years
Oh
old.
boy, look at our
Wait,
little we're
shit,
growing
it's
up.
Dom's
Boy.
birthday tomorrow?
Yeah. Hang on, guys. We have a sponsor joining us this week.
Oh boy.
Here, hang on. We gotta listen to the sponsor real quick. Got that Four Loko sponsorship. There we go.
We don't actually have a Four Loko sponsorship, but Dom does want to drink a Four Lokos to get ready for his birthday.
Yep, I'm
So-
drinking one.
There we go.
So, podcast, I don't know. It's gonna run 30, 40 minutes this time. Spoilers.
Make sure to pour some out for the homie Jen that ain't with us no more.
Yep. It's going to be a short episode this week.
Poor Jen.
All right, but anyways, Ben, like you were saying,
Yeah, let's start off with shows we've watched this week. What do you think's been kind of interesting?
Blade and Soul is
Fuck
still the worst
off,
show.
Calvin. Fuck off with Blade and Soul, right?
I'm gonna every week. I just want to remind everyone
Uh.
watching that Blade and Soul is terrible. And you know what? People are still watching Blade and Soul. That's the problem. My problem isn't that I just dislike Blade and Soul. Is that Blade and Soul has a good number of people watching, and I don't understand at all how anyone else could be following it with any, I don't know, need to feel enjoyment out of this. It's not fun.
It's dumb.
I mean, did you watch Queen's Blade at all when it was coming out?
I missed Queen's Blade.
Hey, that's offensive.
Queen's
Queen's Blade
is
is actually
worse.
good.
Queen's Blade is worse.
No, that's not. That's not true.
Fuck. I watched all of season 1 and 2. It was so bad.
I think you were watching a different show.
No, I was watching the one with the gel rabbit thing that exploded juice from her boobs as acid.
That sounds more interesting than Blade and Soul.
Queen's Blade knows exactly what it is and embraces it.
It embraces it way too hard.
Blade and Soul is still trying to pretend to be a video game adaptation.
Exactly.
It's like trying to be some lone wanderer going to a new place and everybody dying every week. I saw that with Casher and Sins. I don't need to
I should watch.
see this again.
I actually missed out on Casher and Sins, even though it was on
watched that
Adult
either.
Swim.
Ryugajo. I know we wanted to talk about that earlier. It's like Fibrain on drugs.
No, Fibrain on pudding.
Yeah, Fibrain on pudding. It's great. I love it.
I think the real savior of that show is the blonde girl, who, as soon as she was introduced, took over the entire show for herself and became the protagonist. She has so much personality and she's so charismatic. It's a pleasure watching her do whatever she wants to fucking do.
I was actually surprised that they made her as at the forefront of the show as they did, because I was waiting for him to kind of be able to solve everything or go through everything, but they just kind of had him for comedic effect and the show that he just is someone that doesn't like to give up.
He's got stamina and he doesn't give up, but he's not a smart guy.
Not at all.
Or at least compared to her.
I was surprised that they actually made her competent, I guess is the word I'm thinking of. When she was like, I'm master detective, I can do whatever I want, because I just am the fucking best. I really didn't expect her to actually be good at that.
So you wanted her to be like Tsundere, but inept?
Yeah. I thought she was going to be inept. I thought it was going to be like the bad detective
I have no idea
trope.
what you're talking about.
I was waiting for Sonico levels of I can solve the case.
What show is this?
Ryugajo, Na. It's called...
Nanana
Buried
Ryuga's
Treasure.
Secret Treasures or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Short?
No.
It's a full-time show.
It's the Noe Tamina show of the season with ping pong.
Yeah.
It's pretty exceptional.
It's a lot of fun.
I mean, I did watch one review that said the production company has done this kind of thing before, but then ended up flopping. But Ryugajo's only 11 episodes, so hopefully it'll stay strong through the whole thing.
The full name of the show is Ryugajo Nanana no Maizokin, but it means Nanana's Buried Treasure.
Buried Treasure, that's right.
So there you go, yeah.
And that's the translation on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Oh, so how about that JoJo ending? The best ending ever.
Finally, we got the ending. It was so good.
Oh my god. Like, episode 2 is just black end screen, so it's like,
that
oh
was
man,
like
no
too
ending.
perfect. That was too
And now-
perfect.
And
This
now
fucking
I know why.
Part 3.
It wasn't that they were animating the ending.
No, they were just waiting. They were just like...
No, they were trying to get the rights to
No,
it.
I'm pretty sure-
No, I think they were waiting.
They were waiting for part 3 because they're like, we're going to Egypt, and then they then they did this
Right, exactly.
dance, and then they fucking went to the ending, and it was
They had to build it up.
Before the newest episode, there's no context for why that would be the
It
ending.
makes so much more sense.
But once you learn the Dio's in
You're
Egypt,
right.
oh spoilers.
I was
If
wrong.
you don't
Yeah.
know what it is, it's walk like an Egyptian. Oh my
Walk
god!
like an Egyptian.
It's gonna be our opening, so no spoilers.
When did that song fucking come out? 80s? Yeah, right.
80s?
Okay.
just like Roundabout.
Oof. That was so. I started just dying as soon as that happened. I was like, is this fucking real? Is this real? Am I being joked? Am I being pranked?
We're being JoJoked.
Nah, I saw it on YouTube before I even watched the episode, and I thought it was a joke. Until the words "Walk Like an Egyptian" by the Bengals actually came up on the screen.
I'm so glad I
Me
wasn't.
neither.
spoiled
I
for
didn't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the best part about not reading backlog in the Skype chat.
No, I didn't tell anyone. I kept telling people not to look it up because I got spoiled on accident for myself.
God,
Oh, yeah.
that was so good. The ending of that was great because they all just fucking did the stance. They're like, we're going to fucking Egypt, and then it just transitioned so well into that song.
also, one last thing about JoJo. It's gonna have my favorite word in anime this season. Anytime Joseph says Holly,
Buddy!
I lose my shit. Yes, it's so good.
I'm worried it's not gonna happen anymore though, because they're going to Egypt.
He can still talk about her.
How's Hori doing?
See, that's all I want.
Oh wait, I gotta call her real Japanese name,
What was it?
or her adopted
What was
Japanese
the
name.
Japanese name for her?
Sayaka. The first character for the Japanese word for holy, and then ko, which means girl. So, holy
I
girl.
don't think he said
Holy
Psycho
or
once.
Holly?
There we go.
Like the leaf.
See, her reasoning that she said in the episode was Holly comes from the word holy. So, her Japanese friends took the Japanese word for holy and added, took the beginning of the Japanese word for holy and added ko to the ending. Ko is like a feminine name ending, basically. It means girl.
It's like conjugating a verb. Yeah,
But, sort of, I guess.
Spanish.
She had a pretty easy transition to a Japanese name, from what I've heard of people trying to adopt Japanese names. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when people came to America on fucking boats, they got their name changed to, like, Ben or whatever.
True.
That's actually how Ben got his name.
He came over on a
Yep.
boat from Germany.
My name used to be Fen.
Then he came here to be Ben.
I may not sound it, but I'm pretty Asian.
No, like, there's, like, people... wasn't there, like, people that came over and they had, like, this long-ass name, and they were like, fuck it, you're Mike now.
Yeah, because people don't want to spell.
People don't want to spell.
I think they kept their
People
last
don't
name, but
wanna
they
spell.
changed, like, the first name to, like, integrate them into
Yeah,
American
well,
society.
that's probably their own personal decision to assimilate, to
Assimilate.
try to be accepted.
No, I'm pretty
Yep.
sure Ellis Island did that all, like, random.
History cast.
Yes, yeah.
We need Drew in here if we're doing history cast,
Jeez.
man.
But we have a
Yeah, really.
special guest next week when we just figure out if Ben and Finn were actually at the first Thanksgiving.
Ben and Finn.
All right.
All right. So sounds like we all had a pretty nice week watching shows we wanted to watch, but we all had those certain shows that we were told to watch. So let's start with Jen's Force Watch since she wasn't here.
Gucci-mon.
She asked us to watch Gochumon.
Digimon.
Is the Order a Rabbit?
My
This is the
favorite
Order of
Digimon.
Rabbit. Yeah,
Episode 2.
it's fun.
Opinions.
Yeah, it's cute. It definitely.
Oh, it's fucking cute.
It's always cute. The one thing I do have to say, I don't know how I feel about the second cafe. Like,
It was like their rivals or something.
they're rivals, but not really. Like they explicitly were like, we're not actually rivals. We don't really know what we are anymore. And I mean, it actually goes with what you were saying last week. Last week you were saying, oh, I hope that we get to see all of these different characters and kind of figure out what the cast is going to be, because if it's just about the few girls, then I don't know if I'll be fully interested. So I was glad to see that they immediately start introducing new people. They got the other rabbit, and I almost want to think that there's something going on with that other rabbit.
Wait, there's a second rabbit.
Yes, there's a second
It's
rabbit.
a real
Oh my
rabbit.
God.
A real
Oh.
rabbit.
Damn it.
And they, yeah.
Oh.
I thought shenanigans were gonna happen.
I mean, there's always shenanigans
I don't
that
know.
go down.
It might be another like grandpa or grandma like body switched into a rabbit and they have a relationship. Who knows?
It could be
Crazy shit
any
they
number
come
of
up with.
things. But all in all, it was like just kind of adorable to watch, just for the same reasons that the first episode was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and next week is apparently about like their first times drinking or something.
But
That was the episode
I
title.
didn't really pay attention to
What?
the preview.
but due to Japanese law or whatever, David, take it away.
They're just not going to actually say they're drinking sake.
They're always
They actually
drinking
drink-
juice.
They're drinking some sort of special juice that
They're
just
getting
has funny
drunk on
effects.
atmosphere.
And of course,
Or
yes, the
atmosphere,
funny
yeah.
excuse.
So fucking dumb.
One thing about the second cafe was I was wondering how it was a legitimate business because it didn't seem like they had any customers and their menu was the weirdest thing.
The
ever.
first cafe doesn't have any customers. It has like one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
show
what-
people
yeah.
come in.
It has like one person come in.
But at least they serve coffee. Like,
You
this
know what
second
you're getting
cafe-
there.
Has the randomest names for things, and it just turns out to be like chocolate pudding.
Yeah, it was like-
shit.
I'll have a crescent moon over stars over like a very blue ocean, staring up at the moon.
Yeah, reflecting the moon or some shit.
This is them ordering coffee.
No, they were ordering
No.
snacks.
Oh, I was.
This is the other restaurant, the other cafe.
No, I haven't watched episode 2 yet. I'm going to soon, but
Dom failed this week.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yes,
I was
let
too
it-
busy
let it be
watching
known that
my
Dom
action shows.
Failed the Force Watch. David, what do you think about Gochumon?
I have no words. It's pretty generic show.
Pretty much summed it up for you.
Yep,
I
there we
guess.
There's girls. They're cute. They do
Well, it
funny
has the.
things.
It has the.
They do bunny things.
They do bunny
They do
things.
bunny things.
The girl with the gun didn't pull her gun this.
Yeah, she didn't pull her
episode.
gun. She
But yeah, is that I do have that to say about that. That was a significant improvement. There was no guns.
Well, it's because she was going to school. She couldn't take her guns to school.
Oh, that was the randomest part. Is like they were trying to show that she went to school, like they were gonna go into the school, like they weren't gonna have like it just be at the cafe, but then they just skipped school entirely.
Because it's never going
Or
to be about school.
It's about the cafe.
No. They made the excuse that school started a day after everyone else's school started.
It was
Anime.
silliness.
I think they determined, like, proved to us that they'll never go inside the school or, like, do much inside the school by having the girl with the gun go to a different school than MC Girl.
She went.
I also like that kind of avoiding the school setting.
Did it say?
By having people go to
It's not
different
that big an
schools.
Did
improvement.
it say how old they were? Like, I feel like
Middle school.
Middle school, yeah.
same with Gun
It's
Girl.
just look at them and guess.
I want to know about the main character's parents and why they let her move away to some stranger's cafe.
I think it's Venice. It just looks like Venice.
It's like Europe. It's vague Europe. It's like
totally
Dutch
Venice
in some ways, and
It's totally Venice. There's
like-
fucking like canals everywhere, and people on
Okay.
boats.
well, Amsterdam has canals also, dude. I think it's more Amsterdam-y, honestly.
Amsterdam-y.
Amsterdam.
Yeah. Toke up in Amsterdam.
Ben's word of
And
the
then
day.
go visit rabbits.
It was too Amsterdam-y.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on from that cute show.
Wait, Amsterdam
you
what?
should-
Norway or Sweden?
What? Amsterdam is a fucking country.
What? It is?
Okay. So my show
Hang on.
is
I have to
Issue
go. No. I have
Conference.
to Google this now.
Oh my, no, you don't.
I
Okay.
have to Google this.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
So yeah, moving on from the
Fuck
super
you.
cute fucking show Gochumon to the reasonably cute Ishikon Friends,
Yeah.
Calvin's favorite
Oh
show.
my god.
It's not a
episode
country.
3
Fuck you.
Episode 3 was so good because it, the first episode and second episode do a good job of introducing what we are going to come to expect from these two characters. The girl is going to be very shy about a lot of different things, and she's kind of a blank slate, but the main character is a very direct and positive person. And so we have him who's always like looking on the bright side of things, and he's always like trying to come up with new ideas for how to help her. And then the third episode goes and introduces the skeptic, So I was really happy that like he's already a character and that he's explained his opinions on everything, but then because they had the direct character bring in the skeptic, it really adds a whole lot to, I guess, to her actually trying to convince others about her problem being something that's actually serious. Because a lot of people, as they explain in the episode, don't understand what's going on in her head and they don't know what she's doing. And even when the skeptic blonde-haired kid, when he hears about it, he's like, I don't know if you're actually losing your memories. I think maybe this and this. Maybe you're just faking it. We don't even know
Yeah,
what
you
you're
could
writing
be
in
a
your notebook.
manipulative, lying
Yeah,
bitch.
well, I mean,
He nearly says that.
basically. And I like how the main character is just realizing he's like, I fucked up. I should not have brought you upstairs on the roof with me. This was a poor choice on my part. But it actually
No, and
helps.
then he was gonna prove it. Like after that week, the next week, he's like, "We're gonna go on Monday and see her and prove to you that I was telling the truth."
Yeah, no, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And like it was really fun to see just once again her interacting with different people. It's fun seeing her interact with the main character, but it's also great to see her interact with the other students and everything. It really shows her progression even with a lot of these different things. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that it's not just going to be. I mean, I love the ooey gooey romance stuff in my shows, but I'm glad that it's not just going to be about her and that one boy. But now they've introduced it as there's three of them and they're going to be friends because it makes it a bit more realistic. Like he wants to help her, and the way he's going to help her is by helping her make more and more friends. So I don't know. I really enjoyed that. What did you think, Ben?
I thought that it was the biggest fuck you that the girl remembered the blonde guy.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It's like, oh yeah, it's that
that was
guy.
pretty funny.
But she couldn't remember the MC guy as the friend. But then they kind of explain that she doesn't think of the blonde guy as a friend, so that's why she remembers him.
Right.
Which I was surprised with. I thought she just didn't know anyone in her class at all.
No, because
But now we know more.
yeah, they gave her a little bit of that in like the first episode. They explained that people know who she is, but she just doesn't really talk to anybody. And because like people came up and they were like, "Oh, can you tutor me in math?" And she's like, "Yeah, no," and then just like walks off. She just didn't want to build any connections with people. So it's fun watching her build connections with this new person and like tell the other people when she told the two girls about how important the notebook was. I don't know, a lot of stuff like that. And then
Except
of
she was
course
kind of talking gibberish.
she was kind of talking gibberish and they wouldn't have any idea, obviously. But it's more of the point of she's freely speaking her mind, is where that's something that she generally doesn't do. She keeps herself locked up. So seeing her
Yeah.
open up, even if the people that she's opening up to have no idea what she's going on about, it's really fun to see. And the cooking was adorable. And when she wrote 18 on the board and started to like tear up, yeah, my heartstrings. David, what did you think about Ishikon?
Once again, you pretty much covered everything.
No, David, what are your original thoughts?
His original
No,
thoughts.
We need your
like,
personality in
there-
this podcast, man.
There aren't a lot of original thoughts I could have about this show because it's fairly generic. I'm glad that they're introducing more characters, and I'm glad that romance isn't going to be the sole focus of the show because that would be really annoying.
It's like Bigata HK, except for not 100 sex friends,
Wait,
it's 100 real friends.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, like I guess when you put it that way, Bigata, HK, and Ichikan friends are
What was
basically the
that
same show.
comparison?
It's an awful comparison
it's
to a
kind of
show I didn't
reasonable.
finish. So I can't really say much.
You'll never know.
Also,
if
I
she
want to
reads
say
those friends.
apologies to Dom. Amsterdam is in the Netherlands.
It's in the Netherlands. Fuck you. It's not a country.
Apparently, we are all idiots. But still, Netherlands is like so small. It's basically a city.
I was about to say. I was like really confused. I was like, I'm pretty sure Amsterdam is a city. And I was thinking, I don't know why.
Yeah,
I was just thinking.
but
I was
it's not
thinking Norway or
Norway.
Sweden because it's. I don't know. It just sounds very. What is that?
I mean, there's Denmark and
What's that
Copenhagen, but
entire area called? Scandinavian.
yeah.
It's just very Scandinavian word. It's
Well, yeah,
close. It's like right there.
So Dom, you don't have anything to say about Ichikan Friends, do you?
No, because I didn't fucking watch episode 2 or 3. I watched episode 1 and I didn't really like it. This is gonna be hard because I'm not very invested in. This is like probably the least invested show out of all the Force watches.
I think you got to give it more time. Got to give it more time and more episodes, obviously.
Try to just give it like an hour every time.
Give it at least episode 2. In episode 2, they go to a
Cafe.
karaoke bar, and it's like the best thing that's happened in the whole show so far.
I don't like cutesy shows.
It's
I like people.
And yet you were completely fine with the rabbit show.
I haven't watched it. I notice how much interest I have. I haven't watched episode 2 yet. I said it's okay. It's like you said, it's very average. So.
Alright, so moving on from this kind of cute show to a cute and fun and nice show, Kawaii.
This is the third cute show in a goddamn row.
It's probably why I haven't even started Kawaii. So I haven't watched anything.
Your artsy shows, David. But
artsy shows.
Kawaii, episode 3.
Haven't watched any of this show either.
Oh my god, Dom.
I think the stick in this show is getting old really fast.
Wait,
I think they realize that, and hopefully episode 4 will change. Like,
which stick
do you want
in
to talk
particular?
about that, David?
What is this show about?
Just
People
like
living
him
together.
interacting with the women. Like none of the jokes involving the women have evolved past when we were first introduced to them.
True.
Except for maybe Kawaii, who in the newest episode got like waifu moments, but that's not like an interesting or like.
I feel different. I
funny.
feel like Mayumi, is that the girl who has the boyfriends?
I don't know their names except
Okay,
for
well,
Kawaii.
the girl that has all the X's and stuff, I think they did some
yeah.
interesting stuff with her this week. Like, they actually showed her and how she interacts with them on dates and stuff, because from all we've gotten to see is her moping.
outside of outside of Kauai, the boarding house.
Yeah, but not. I mean, wait, what?
It wasn't following the MC
Right.
or at the house.
Right.
It was her on a date separate.
And that's interesting.
That was a little like I had to rewind. I for a second I thought I was watching the wrong show.
Yeah, no. Like when they showed her with the exes, because all we've ever gotten is like her talking about it on the phone, or her just being depressed and being like, "Oh, was high school really when I peaked?" and all this other stuff. But like we've never actually gotten to see how she reacts or interacts with people on her own basis, which is what I liked about this episode, is that we don't just get to see them interacting with their roommates and stuff, but we actually see how they interact socially with others. So it really, I felt like, kind of built up her character a bit more and showed some development that maybe has already been there, but I just haven't gotten to see, because all I got to see was her making like the same joke about, "Oh man, I just got a text from this boy. Oh, I got a text from," like I actually got to see her say, "You know what? I don't want to be on this date with you, and I could have spent my time better." So it was interesting to see her character kind of get some screen time on its own, to see how she develops and everything. I'm interested to see them do the same thing with the other characters.
But like that's not funny.
I don't need the whole show to be funny. The show
hasn't had any serious moments outside of that yet. So if it moves in that direction, sure. But it's like it's a
yeah,
little
I
out of
needed to
place for me.
decide. Needed to decide either funny or serious.
I don't see the
And it
show
still
as a
fits.
full comedic thing, as like this big comedic vehicle. I see it more of as they used a little bit of comedy to like introduce the characters, but they gave everyone just enough of a difference in their characters for them to each have their own serious moments from time to time.
So you wanted to like take the initial comedic flaws and actually explore them as serious personal flaws.
Yeah. It gives us their flaws through comedy and lets me see it because they're just interacting with each other. But then when it kind of starts to separate them, and we see how it actually might affect them, because maybe they don't just let everybody in, because I mean, obviously they don't seem to like want to explain all of their emotions and all their secrets and stuff to everybody in the complex. So it's interesting to see them actually deal with their problems and all that stuff on their own. So we'll get a bit more of a serious look, because there's no one for them to joke around with it, obviously.
When you put it that way, like maybe if it goes in that direction, like when you put it that way, it reminds me of like Arakawa Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good at mixing it's obvious ridiculous humor with like actually explaining the characters, but like I just felt like that date scene was such a major shift in tone that like I said, I was legitimately confused for a moment, and it was awkward. So I don't know.
I mean, I can understand that. I can see that. I felt like they tried to go for a little bit of comedy and it fell flat when she was like reacting to the things in her head. She's like, "What? You haven't changed at all. Woo, this," and like they tried to do that as like, "Oh, this is comedic," but it still felt like they were trying to go for a more serious tone in that
I
scene.
don't know how I feel
Exactly.
about that third girl that lives there, who's like
Oh,
really
Saika or
manipulative and like has all these guys going after her. It's like she's using everyone, and not in a nice way or funny way.
It depends. I mean, it just depends. I don't know. If she does a better job of talking to guys or talking to different people, then I'd enjoy that. But I don't know to what degree she's going to keep leading people on or trying to make people change
I'm
their
sure
minds
once
and
we get
stuff.
done with this
Or,
side girl, we'll move on to the other one with keeping Kawhi in the background, and then we'll wrap up with like a Kawhi finale.
yeah.
It seems like.
But altogether, it was a fun episode. You know what I missed in this episode that was in episode 2?
What?
I like the DJ like scratching and stuff that they did when they were showing them like going in and out of the house during episode
Oh
2.
yeah, they had a little time skip,
as
like
like
the sun moving, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was like a little. It was a scene transition that they did, and I really enjoyed it. They didn't do it third episode, but
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Something people don't talk about with the show, at least not very often, is that it looks really pretty. It looks like a not as well animated like Shinkai movie. You know, everything is like shiny and the
Very
backgrounds are
colorful.
realistic, but at the same time still clearly animated. You know,
Mhm.
the light comes into the complex and like shines on things and makes everything look really nice. The scene with the bubbles, especially, was really
Oh yeah,
nice.
in episode
Oh
2.
yeah,
Yeah.
That kind of makes me think of the other show that we're going to talk about with the colors. No Game, No Life. Dom, I know you want to talk about this one.
Huh? Oh, yeah. That show's great.
What did you think about the second episode?
I had to watch the rock paper scissors thing 2 times in a row to understand why she lost, and I was
So
like
did I.
really confused.
Yeah.
Because they explained it so much. He's like, "Nah, fuck you. I was just kidding."
No, that's not what happened. He wasn't just kidding. They tied, and the game was over because a tie was a legitimate way for the game to end.
No, I know, but he was like, "I'm only gonna play this," and then he didn't.
No,
play
he didn't say
that.
he was only
He
going to play
kind of
paper. He
said
said
that.
he could only win by playing
Yeah,
paper.
I guess he said that.
He could
yeah.
play whatever he wanted.
Okay, maybe I'm still confused on how he won.
He didn't
that.
win. They
Rock,
tied.
paper,
They
scissors.
tied.
he
And
said
then-
he could win by playing paper, but then he played rock and tied it.
Okay, I'll explain it.
No,
Dom,
but
stop.
he still
Dom, stop.
technically
He didn't
won.
win. No,
No, he didn't win the rock paper
stop.
scissors.
Listen.
They
Never mind.
redefined.
I'll explain it to you right
winning.
now. Okay? If they tied, they would both get what they wanted. Right? But,
Mhm.
so he got what he wanted, which is that she'd fall in love with
That
him.
was the
Which was great.
punchline, David.
Okay. But, what she wanted was for him to need a place to stay. But when she asked if he needed a place to stay, he never actually confirmed that he wanted a place to stay. So her wish was granted, but it wasn't anything. Her wish was nothing. So he won, but they both got what they wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It was like random betting
I
and
guess.
like redefining what winning means.
but he still won.
No, they
overall.
tied. He
No, I know he tied, but overall he won.
he won by tricking her into thinking that she was going to get something she wasn't actually going to get.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he won by tricking her.
Technically.
On a larger scale idea of this.
I find this game interesting because we've seen rock paper scissors and other anime explored like totally differently, like Kaiji. It's like explored rock paper scissors in a totally different way, and then this way redefined it because they didn't want it to be like normal rock paper scissors.
What about Hunter x Hunter? That's the best.
Yeah,
rock, paper, scissors.
Gon's rock paper scissors
You don't pronounce the
is
X.
like a game he
Whatever, Hunter
plays with
Hunter.
himself.
No, it's his fighting
Yeah, his
style.
fighting style, man.
Rock is his best move
I know.
because it fucking rapes everyone.
Watch it. I know.
Go watch Hunter
Oh.
Hunter. It's great.
Mhm.
I actually really liked this episode of No Game No Life because I, as you guys heard from like last week, I really did not like the first episode.
Why?
But the
They're
second,
cheating.
Huh? Yeah, I look. I'm not.
He technically cheated this time too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
He didn't-
discussing
he didn't
episode
He
one.
didn't
We're,
cheat.
no, episode
Oh my
1 we're
God.
cheating. We're
He
not going
technically
into
won, he also technically cheated.
He air quotes tricked
Either
her.
way,
He also air quotes won, and yet you seem pretty confident that he won.
yes. Okay, Dom. What I'm saying is, either way, I'm not talking about episode 1, and I did like episode 2 because it was really, it actually was funny. It was interesting. Like the rock paper scissors was interesting to
It was
watch.
in depth.
Her reactions, I really liked her as a character when she's
Yeah.
just like so against the idea of falling in love with him. That was hilarious for me. We got the JoJo Ree.
I have a theory about the show. That I was talking about this with Jennifer after we watched the episode
'Cause
together.
she was like kind of forcing her
Which-
liking him, right?
Yeah,
Right,
I
yeah.
like that almost like forced to a point that like it's now been programmed into you because now that you're in a game.
David
It's-
wants to
she's
well, they're not
literally-
in a game; they're in another world.
Well, I mean, it's like a game world.
But basically, since the rules are ruled by a god, he can probably controls everything.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like it's an actual game, more like just it's this game world universe kind of thing.
She probably got brain damage from hitting her head against all those walls and
Oh my
floors.
gosh. Yeah,
Anyways, what was your thing,
That-
David, about?
I don't think it looks good. I don't know why people keep saying that. It's saturated with these purples and blues
it's like
and
they
reds.
don't want to use black.
Over and over and over again. Like layer of purples and blues and reds. Everything looks the same and blends together.
There's also a layer of blur they add on purpose.
Right, which is even worse. Like, I don't understand why people think that show looks good.
1080p? I don't think so.
What was your theory that you said you had with Jen?
No, we just talked about it.
Okay.
That she actually liked him because she was being influenced by the results.
She was being,
of the
like,
game.
basically because she lost the god forced her to like him.
Yeah.
Because she was showing signs the whole time that she didn't really understand even why she was feeling this way.
I think she slowly started to actually like him, though.
No, because it was so sudden.
Yeah.
As soon as he
No,
said
that's,
it, she
that's
liked it.
exactly what I was talking about. Is that it's been programmed into her by the god. Like the god is basically forcing her to follow her own gamble.
Exactly.
So that's something that's really interesting. I really liked that whole thing.
But until they confirm that, it's just a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did.
But
like that.
I really feel like that's what has to happen. As soon as that happened,
Mhm.
as soon as she lost, and he's like, "You have to fall in love with me." She's like, "Oh yes, darling." No, why did I say that?
Exactly, yeah. It was good. That
Also,
was good.
like quick transitions like that are something that's I guess comedically down my alley. I just like when someone says something and immediately either regrets it or just starts like smashing their face in about
Are
it.
you thinking about
So-
Pokemon again with the rabbit? Like, no.
No. It's, I mean, the no is funny.
Okay.
Like that's a funny thing for them to do. But it's more so. There's been other shows, and I can't think of them right now, where they'll say something and then they immediately react. Maybe like Chunibyo, where
Oh,
like
yeah,
Any
he'll say
comedy
something,
show.
and like in Chunibyo, the main character, he'd say something that was really fucking nerdy, and then he'd immediately realize what he just said, and he started like slamming his face against the walls and stuff. So I don't know.
I'm probably
It's
thinking of Nichijou as well.
yeah, they do that in Nichijou exactly as well. So it's that kind of like immediate physical comedy that sometimes is just really funny for me. So I really enjoy her as a character, just consistently being against this idea and then just slamming her fucking
That
face in.
JoJo
It's really
reference
funny to
in
me.
there. They even like did the
Yeah.
re above her with the letters. Oh.
It was great. So now I'm excited to see where the show will go with these newer characters and with this idea of him going for trying to just be the king. I like him just kind of adopting someone else's thing. It's more like him taking like a sub quest in the game. Since he's trying to treat everything as a video game or like just a game in general, he's like, oh, this is like a sub quest. I guess for right now I'll make this like my main mission. I'll become king. So I like that he has so few goals in life that he'll just take on whatever the
I
first
think
thing
he
is that he
wants to
kind of
be
runs
king,
into.
so then he can take on bigger bets and better games.
Right. I mean, there's that, but it's more so because he was talking with them and she brought that up as a mission for him. I don't know if like without her he would have said, "Oh, I think I'll become king." I think he would have
Yeah.
gone and done almost anything else.
I hope to God that they actually like make games that are not like actual
Normal
real
games. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I want them to make up like Yu-Gi-Oh
or
games,
like Fibrain
like,
puzzle, but for
or
games.
Fibrain levels of games, like just
I don't
random
want Fibrain.
bullshit.
I already have Fibrain with
We
Ryugajo.
already did chess and rock paper scissors. Like, what are we?
I want them to make up their own game. Fucking checkers. I don't know.
Checkers is beaten, and they already did chess. So why would they downgrade to checkers?
Go Shogi.
Unless,
I
well,
don't know.
the rock paper scissors made them like redefine winning and stuff. So maybe they'll redefine traditional games.
Shoots and ladders.
That sounds great.
That's so stupid though, because shoots and ladders is just chance.
Yeah, 100% chance games are boring.
But they're gonna
Yeah.
cheat at it, right?
The game of life. How do you cheat at fucking that? I spun slightly less hard than I was calculating the spin rate on.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, seriously.
But yeah, going from what David thinks is awful art style, what is your definition of art, David?
I just think it's fluffy.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it looks like it. My problem with it is that it's so lazy and like it's just these three colors used everywhere. Only those three colors. Everything blends together. The backgrounds might look nice if they use more than three colors. The colors are all so similar. They're like right next to each other on the color wheel. Like
David,
so.
I was trying to set you up for a
Yeah.
segue to ping pong, but I'm just gonna have to tell you,
Oh,
we talk
well.
about ping pong because
I wanted to complain about No Game No Life some more. Ping pong is great. This week we got character development on Smile's part, and Smile is a great character.
Yo.
Such great stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
did he
What?
smile?
No, he just got mad. He just got angrier.
Yeah, like we saw some of his like backstory and stuff, and he gets angry and he beats his teacher with this amazing scene where like his arm transforms into like this robot thing.
That was great. That was
Yeah,
amazing. I did
and-
not see that part.
He literally turns into a robot.
Yeah, it was so
He's
good.
like, you don't have
Like
feelings.
it's like he's using it's cool because he uses his personality to an advantage. So it's not like the show's like you can't. It's not good to be this way. You know, like you have to become like some way you're not. You know, like he embraces the fact that he's not a very talkative person. That he like sees things in very like strict terms and uses it to be good at what he does.
I lost my shit when he was like, I don't see a futon there. What are you doing on the ground?
What are you doing on the
He used
ground?
the same
There's no
fucking
bed there.
line as the teacher, and I was like, oh!
I felt bad for that
It was
teacher. It's
great.
like,
He like
72.
died. He literally died in that episode.
Right?
And there's actually some like ping pong talk with like the teacher analyzing Smile's moves and stuff.
No, like all the little things where when they introduce a new character, those are all literal ping pong terms.
Yeah.
Like how they hold their their racket
Mhm.
there's like multiple ways you can hold it, because you can hold it with 3 fingers touching the back, or a specific number of fingers touching the back or the front. I don't know. It's very complicated.
It's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
I'm hoping to see a rematch and have Smile actually play that Chinese guy. I'm so excited.
I mean, that'll happen.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, that has to happen.
No, he's
obviously.
I think before he faces the Chinese guy, he's gonna fight the guy that came to like look at him play.
Oh yeah, the guy from the other high school.
Yeah, he was like, this guy's here. And he was like, yo, we need to take it outside. You're intimidating everyone in the gym.
Hmm
I like how destroyed Smile's friend is now.
He's just like crying
Like-
every day.
you need to stop.
Pekko was like done. He's
It's
just
such
like
a bad habit.
He had the sunken in ping pong balls in his eyes at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
And they fall off. It's so good.
I'm going to quit ping pong. Do whatever you want, man.
Get out of here. Just get out of here. You're making this kind of
They're
hard
such
to.
good
He
friends.
he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He's just like, dude, you're whatever.
It's interesting that
He's
the
like
video
looking-
game he plays is like a reaction time thing, so he's actually training in ping pong accidentally.
Yeah.
No, he's becoming
That's
the
what I
video game. I hope every time he like goes into like crazy mode, it's like a different animation. Instead of him just becoming a robot, he becomes something else.
But he is a robot. That's like the whole like.
Well, maybe like it'll be like a different robot. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I want to know who the fuck let him out of the locker so bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
oh
like,
my goodness. I don't know how long the manga is, so I don't know how much of this is going to get adapted. But
it can't be. There's no way it can be Pico. There's no way.
It's definitely not.
There's no way it could be him. It's got to be someone.
I don't even know if it'll be a character we know.
Maybe they'll just go through the entire thing and they just never show who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he doesn't even know who it is.
But even though it's like we have all these unknowns, I loved this episode. It was really great. I'm excited for more.
And whoever says that the animation looks dumb, fuck you. This animation's great. The way they blend everything. I like how every opening is just like they're on a budget, so they take everything from the episode and put it and make it the opening.
They had some parts
like
that were
fast
the
forwarded.
same, but the other parts were just
yeah, but
from
then
the
they
episode,
pick little
so
pieces.
I was okay
No,
with
but
that.
like the pieces that they left in were still from episode 1.
Yeah.
So there's I like that. I like that where it just changes up the opening. Same song, but it changes up the opening and it matches the beat. And
The only thing that doesn't look good about it is when people take screenshots and put them on the internet, and that's why people are judging it, because the animation...
Well, because it's supposed to be seen in motion.
Yeah, it needs
Like-
to be like consistently moving. It's like you can't pick a scene from Aku
That's
no
what I was
Hana
gonna
and be
say.
like, look at
Exactly,
this.
yes. It's just like Akanohana, where people would screenshot things that look awkward because you can't... When it's not moving, it's going to look awkward, because it's meant to be seen animated, you know?
I feel like the show picks the perfect time to spend its budget on like how many frames it spends on a
definitely.
scene, and then it's like
Yeah.
the most amazing animation you've ever seen. It's like, holy shit, they spent their money well on this part.
Yeah, they know exactly where to put their time and effort.
Like when he turned into a robot, there were so many frames happening. And I was like, oh, it's so good and smooth. That was great. Like they, what was that other one? They saved the shit ton of budget on just like, well, I guess Bakemono kind of does that too.
No, the first season definitely did.
Like
They had almost no money.
Like they'll just have a character standing there and then just like not even facing towards the camera, so they don't have to animate his mouth.
Yeah.
and then they'll go
do things like change the colors of the backgrounds, and like they'll switch to like real life shots, or they'll animate one thing really really well and then repeat it frequently.
Yeah, and then when they do want to spend their budget, the animation is like godlike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're gonna spend 1 billion frames right here. All right, there's our entire budget for this season.
Speaking
Yeah, so-
of budgets, do we want to talk about Sword Art a bit?
Budgets.
Well-
That's a weird segue.
No,
Well,
We're
they'll have
talking
the
about-
infinite budget once it hits summer.
yeah, Sword Art budget
is
is
Sword Art-
insane because
Sword Art Online Season 2 is getting a worldwide premiere. Like,
confirmed.
it's going to be playing in theaters in
Theaters?
America.
Wait.
Yeah, they've already said that they're going to be playing it like the premiere in theaters all around the world. Like,
Why
I actually
would-
kind of want to go to that.
How much would
America,
like how much
it's
is
already
it
been
gonna
announced.
be a full ticket to a movie?
Maybe. Who knows?
That's like a 30-minute, like not even 30 minutes episode. It's like 22 minutes.
I mean, it's not like this is unheard of. This has happened before.
It's silly.
I mean,
like-
it's more a Japanese thing. I
Yeah,
don't think it happens in
like
America
Japan
very
did that
often.
with like Tiger and Bunny and other
They're
things.
just trying it out
And,
on the world all at once.
Yeah.
And I actually not a big fan of Sword Art Online, but I want to go.
Well, honestly, I think Tiger and Bunny is worth more money than Sword Art Online. I'm just saying.
But I mean, that's nowhere near the point that I'm getting at here. Is the point is people love Sword Art and it's been huge over here. So, and it's been huge everywhere. It's made a lot of money. It can basically do whatever the fuck it wants. So season 2 is going to come out and they were like, "Hey, why don't we try and make more money by releasing it basically everywhere and get a whole lot of money for a single episode?"
It's silly.
What
I think it'll work.
genius.
I think
Yeah, I
on
think it's
their
going
end.
to.
I kind of want to just go to the theater with you and see how many people actually are in that theater with us.
It's gonna
It'll
be
be
sold
packed.
out. They're not gonna put
No,
their
no.
time into something that doesn't sell out.
If it's Okay. If it's... You want to do a bet?
No.
You know what? Oh, well, you're so lame. Come on. Okay.
What? Okay, let's bet on the
all right,
the
if
one.
it's no. I'm gonna be the bad bet and say that the theater that we all sit in is not gonna be sold out.
I mean, we don't even know where it's gonna show, but
Like it won't be.
Yeah, they haven't announced places
It
yet.
won't be packed.
I assume there might be one around DC.
I'm saying it right now that it will not be an entirely full theater.
All right. I mean, we'll hold you to it, and we'll see what happens.
The one
I'm betting
closest
a
to us
pizza on this.
geographically.
Pizza bets.
Will
There
be
we
sold
go.
out. Pizza bets.
Do
I'm
that.
okay with pizza bets because I get a slice of pizza.
Pizza bets are
either way.
easy.
I'm just saying, people went to see Madoka again in theaters, and every single one of them sold out.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
they-
Madoka. This is Sword Art.
are you kidding?
Whoa, that's the same difference. Even like
They're basically the same
Sword
thing.
Art's probably more popular.
I'm
than Madoka
betting
in
a pizza
America.
on this. If it doesn't sell out, you all have to chip in for a pizza for me.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
But if it does sell out, I'll buy you all pizza.
Yes.
Okay.
Each a pizza.
Okay, that's fine. All right, but Dom, to show you once again how ridiculous this is, I'm about to give you something very, very ridiculous. Sword Art is so popular, it has its own award show. Aniplex, official Aniplex, the people who are releasing Sword Art over here and doing everything, have an award show that they're doing right now, where you get to vote for 12 different things that are your favorite parts of Sword Art, from Best Episode Award to Best Male Character to Best Line to Best Skill. I mean, for Best Line, you literally have to go back, rewatch the show or rewatch parts of the show, remember your favorite line, type it out. It's not like there's anywhere to
It's
click.
not an option.
You go and you type out your favorite things, and people are going to do this, and people are going to tune in for this award show because people fucking love Sword Art.
How the
over
fuck
here.
are they gonna pick that? Whose job is it to go in through all these billions of answers and be like, that's it. That's the one. Like, how many of the same line do you think they're actually going to get
A
if
lot.
someone fucking types something in? That's
A
gonna be
lot. That's really, and that's not even hard. You don't even need an actual person to do that. You can have it that's all very automated. Having a single line that's your favorite, a lot of people will type it the same way, and you can have it set to look for ways that it might be typed slightly different. Like, you can have it look for that sentence just in particular, or you can look for it with that sentence with some words spelled just a little bit off, or like with different like quotation marks or like exclamation marks or anything like that. That's all very easy, but I don't think they'll have to have somebody go through and literally read each and every single one.
Wait, who the fuck is Kagumune?
What are you asking?
It's okay for best male character word. It has this guy in just like a helmet.
It's probably
And
from the
horns.
Elfheim's part that no one cares about.
Kagemune.
Yeah. If you don't recognize him, he's probably from Elfheim and wasn't a very important character.
Yeah.
This is so fucking dumb that they have characters on here.
Well,
that,
actually, for
like,
male, there aren't that many male
don't
characters
even-
in Sword Art to pick from
Yeah.
that
like,
had names.
for the female one, it's even stupider because it's dumb. It's dumb because there's literally two characters on here that show up for a single scene and then they're never in the show again.
Well, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be taken off of the
Yeah.
potential for being a favorite character.
It's just like we didn't have characters, so we threw in characters you might know.
I just want to comment on how they're having an award show for their own fucking show. When someone linked this, I thought that Sword Art was like having an anime-wide thing and be like, hey, what's your favorite show? Or what's your favorite episode from a show that's airing?
I thought this was a joke.
That's, like,
I
airing
literally
now
thought
or
this was a
something.
joke.
But it was
I-
like legitimately Sword Art specific. And I was like, are you
In Japan, Sunrise did the same thing for Valvrave.
Why?
I don't.
Wow.
I don't know.
I've heard of character.
Actually, no, I know exactly why. This makes this Sword Art thing. Here it goes. It goes back to what we were just talking about. They're doing this partially so they can get people to watch and like get people interested and hyped up. But the top 3 episodes that are picked will be played at the Sword Art Online 2 premiere screening event.
So you do get a whole movie's worth of content.
Yeah, when you go when you're paying for a movie ticket, you pay see everyone's the top 3 favorite
So you get to see
episodes,
3
and then
random out of order
it's followed up
episodes.
with
Are you
the
kidding
premiere.
me?
That makes a lot of sense.
They better play that. They better play that in like numerical order from whatever the fuck they pick.
Why wouldn't they do that?
I don't know.
Actually, I don't know.
The-
You know, it doesn't even
they'll
matter.
do like
No,
Yeah,
third,
play them in
second,
order.
first.
Play them in popularity order.
Yeah, play it.
Everyone's
in
seen the show anyway.
Yeah, everyone there has already seen it. Nobody needs to.
Dumb.
It wouldn't matter if anybody sees these episodes out of order if they're there to see season 2. I mean,
I just showed
Everybody
up.
should know. Nobody will be in the theater watching the 3rd favorite episode where it's something in Alfheim, and then like the 2nd episode is like something from the first half of the first season, and be like, where'd Leafa go?
I guarantee.
I don't understand what's happening.
I guarantee the last episode is gonna be in there.
No.
No. The episode
20.
where the girl dies is going to be in it. 20
Yeah,
had better
Because
be in
that
it.
was the
or else
best
I'll be
fight
angry.
episode.
Yeah.
Are you talking? Wait. Are you talking about the stupid fight between the creator of the game
No.
and?
No.
That fight
No,
sucks.
episode 20 was
Talk
like
about
all
the
the.
episode where they fly the whole time. It's
It was
amazing.
like them
Really
fighting
good.
the generals and stuff.
Yeah, the airborne fight was actually pretty fun. I will
I don't
admit.
remember
Yeah.
this show at all.
I
apparently.
disliked all the rest of Elfheim though. It wasn't that enjoyable for me.
Mm.
I mean I didn't love it, but I loved Alfheim way more than the first half. I just didn't like the forced drama, but I mean we've already gone over that. Like I didn't like the fact that they're like, let me try and dangle your emotions in front of your face. Feel bad for these characters that you met this episode because they'll be dead in 20 minutes.
I like it better when there's a consequence than no consequence, because then it's like, whatever the fuck.
I mean, I understand a consequence, but that consequence just, it didn't lend itself to the show very well because it didn't do any better to keep any of the characters alive.
What if they have the episode where
Yeah,
everyone's just killing themselves? As their
That's the
family?
episode where I know what you're talking about.
There's just people jumping off.
'Cause people literally just give up. Yeah.
They're just like, fuck it. And then they jump off and kill themselves.
It's just like the guy was talking about how he like just wanted to make the perfect game and all this other stuff. It makes way more sense when someone wants to make some perfect game or something and sucks everybody in, and it's like Log Horizon where like it legitimately feels like someone actually just wanted to make some perfect crazy game or something. Whereas with Sword Art it's like I want to make the perfect game, so all you people that are in it right now, you could potentially die.
Speaking of Log Horizon, I want to go back and watch the entire thing because I just haven't had the urge to go watch Log Horizon.
Well, now's the perfect chance. Season 2 comes out in fall, which means we'll be getting Sword Art and Log Horizon at the same time.
Well, we're also getting Space Dandy and Attack on Titan on Adult Swim at the same time, like we said.
Yeah.
So it's just anime forever.
It's just I have like this like stupidest attention span, and I like action happening. So I'm at the point where Log
I
Horizon.
don't think you'd like Log Horizon.
No, I know. I'm at the point where Log Horizon is just them sitting in a circle talking
That's
forever.
the best part.
That's all of Log Horizon.
Yeah.
Log Horizon's not about action. It's about like politics.
It's about how can we end every conflict with our words.
So then I'm never watching the rest of Log Horizon.
Hey, to each his own.
I don't know. I like Black Bullet, if that's saying anything. If anyone's watching Black Bullet, I actually like that show. Because there's a creepy, overpowered masked dude.
Yeah, I like it too.
So he's basically Hisoka, because Hisoka's like stupid overpowered and he just murders everything in his way and he doesn't give a fuck.
Except Hisoka has like a personality.
Well, he has a person.
Motives.
I'm not saying it's a character archetype, but Hisoka's a more better developed character.
You're only saying that because he's wearing a clown mask.
Shut up.
Guarantee it.
No, he's
Guarantee it.
he's still overpowered. He's that no.
Alright, name Hisoka's not even overpowered. Hisoka's not even close to the strongest character on Hunter x Hunter.
Hisoka had to team up with Gon and Killua when they were in
No, I'm saying at the very
Yeah.
beginning of the show. I'm just saying
like he specifically had to work together with people to play dodgeball.
Black Bullet's only episode 2. You don't know if there's a stronger character than Mask Guy, but in
I do know that. I do.
Because
Well,
that's how
whatever.
these
Because
shows
this
work.
is a generic ass show. Guaranteed.
it's a what show?
Generic ass show.
David, you've said that about every anime we've talked about except Ping Pong.
Fuck all these
Yes.
shows. Ping
Yeah.
pong forever.
They're all pretty generic. To be fair.
Is there any show this season that's not generic other than ping pong, in your opinion?
I'd have to look at my list.
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu is generic. It's just well animated.
It's incredibly
Okay.
generic, but it's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Every single week. I love Haikyuu.
I was gonna say Baby Steps, but no, that's pretty generic.
Baby Steps is also generic, just in the opposite way of Haikyuu.
All right. Well, we said this was going to be a short episode, but not really.
We went like an hour.
Yeah, it's a perfect length episode. Not too long.
Oh,
If
did
only
you
we
wanna...
had more time, we all
Alright.
could have talked about Kamigami. Oh well.
Oh man.
no.
But I guess we'll have to save that
boy.
for next time. Oh, but we do have something for next week. We already have something that we will be definitely discussing, and it has to do kind of with ping pong as well. David, you kind of know a bit more about what to say with this, but with the Yuasa and everything. You want to
He
handle
also
this?
is directing and storyboarding and writing a new episode of Adventure Time, which should be coming out next week, I
And
think.
it's not
Yeah.
anime, but we don't care.
And the
It's
preview's already out.
animated.
Boom.
It's important because it's another example of like anime becoming relevant in the West more and more.
Yep.
And it looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. They already have a preview clip of it. I strongly recommend anybody listening to this to go out and look at that preview clip. It's so Yuasa. Everything is drawn to be so dynamic. Nothing feels like it'll stay the same for more than a frame. Everything is consistently in motion.
I'm gonna be that person who's Yuasa.
He's a director who has worked on the things like the show we just talked about, Ping Pong,
Wow.
for example.
If you remember Tatami Galaxy,
Yeah, he's also in Tatami Galaxy, Kick Heart.
yeah, Kick Heart, which is great. I loved
Um,
Kick Heart.
The
I've
Kick Heart,
Literally only
which
watched
he got
Ping Pong.
all the money from Kickstarter, despite not being a big studio like Trigger. A big studio, popular studio.
Popular. There you go.
Yep. But look forward to next week, guys. And everyone should be here. Fingers crossed.
Or something. Fingers crossed, everybody. But see ya.
Sayonara.
Also, shout out to Four Locos.
Happy birthday, Dom.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dom.
Woo! Oh, wait. Oh, shit, it's 12:23. Yeah, I'm 22.
Alright, bye, everybody.
All the old paintings on my till they do the sand dance, don't you know? If you move too quick, oh hey, they're falling down like a domino. Hot fires are men, but right now we got the money on a bet. Hot crocodiles, oh hey, let's snap the teeth on your cigarette. Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.